So here we are back from like a long mid-season break in the sense of like the way Arrow and the Flash took like they didn't take as long as Gotham did because Gotham been off the air for like a month.
I was going to say I think it's more like Gotham because Gotham disappeared here for 3 months.
Did it feel like Constantine? Like, was it ever coming back? Did you have a doubt?
It didn't feel like Constantine. One, I've not seen any Constantine because it's on Amazon Prime. And I have no access because I have Sky. I have no access to any illegal streaming sites. But the problem for me with Gotham was that it finished. I basically binge watched it because of events. I had it blocked up on my planner for a while. Yeah. And I watched it in about a week and a half, just an episode a night for a week and a half. And I really got into it. I loved it, and the whole story played out. And they sent Jim Gordon off to be the warden of Arkham.
Is that where it ended for you?
Well, that's where it ended for me. It's been back on for about 6 weeks. I've been recording it, but I just can't be bothered watching it because for me, the story's been told. It was like that was the end of a series, and I'm not bothered anymore.
Yeah, it was the end of the mid-season, and then because I saw the trailer for tonight. And it's with the Red Hood, but the Red Hood for me because it ended in America like about 2 episodes after tonight, and then it was off for a month. Mm-hmm. So it's like a big long hiatus and everything, but it came back like last week and all that kind of stuff. But either way, is that we're back. so
Essential. I'm just not watching them yet. I will do.
Yeah.
Daredevil's more important.
Daredevil is more important. So here we are back. Once again
with the Renegade Master. There you go.
The Renegade Master. We got Brooks back off on his honeymoon.
It's much delayed.
So just much delayed, like by 2 years. Happy honeymoon to him. And Bixby, is off on a coke run.
Terrible.
It's a list of lyrics. Anyway, so we're joined by Jax once again. How we drag him in here just to fill up the seats. But what it was that I wanted to say is that Leroy Green was supposed to join us today, and
yes, Blake, where are you?
Yeah, exactly. And we got a new guy who wants to come sit in, who's been on our Facebook and is part of the Midhad Khan. Now, the reason why Midhad could not be here is because he felt that he had to go to some, watch a movie about gods and monsters and some Avenger dudes, down in London, little bastard. But he did tell me that,
the question, how the hell did he get into that?
I don't know. Trust me, I don't know. I've seen him with pictures and other award ceremonies and everything. And I said, who do you know? And he says, well, I just stalk people. And I said, okay. Anyway, he's going to bring us some stuff next week and everything to show us around the Avengers, because I don't know when you plan on seeing it. But I would like to say, I, like pure geek fashion, and I do pay for things, already ordered our tickets. Already ordered our tickets for the Avengers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're excited, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
No,
you have an emotion.
It's different for me because your son's going to go and watch it with you. My eldest son, who would go and watch it from, is at university in Bangor, and will go and watch it on his own. My youngest son isn't interested. If he goes to see it, he'll go and see it with his mates. So I'm going to be sat with a tub of Ben and Jerry's at the back of the audience watching it on my own. God knows when.
But at least Avengers is one of those movies you have to be in the cinema and none of that watching it at home in your underwear.
Yeah, you can't wait 6 months for this. This has to be seen straight away.
No, exactly. So because also too is that Ian, is so busy nowadays that we just have him for like short period. We want to get right into things. He's already nearly beat me up and told me that we can't talk about Daredevil because he's one of the few people who kind of tried to watch it on a weekly basis because he has a life.
No. So I am up to episode 8, but for me, watching 2 episodes a night is binge TV for me because it's one of those things where my wife won't necessarily want to watch it. She was okay with the idea of watching Daredevil, but I'm not going to sit and watch Daredevil on my iPad. I've got a 51-inch 4D Ultra HD 4K Ultra HD.
So you had to do it late at night.
I had to do it late at night, proper 51-inch, there you go.
Proper Pinot or something like that.
Yeah, proper glass of Pinot. I'm very big on Sauvignon Blanc at the moment.
I'm in a dry month myself, so don't talk about alcohol.
If anyone's thinking of sending alcohol through, just a decent Muscadet will do me, if not a Pinot Grigio.
Ooh, Muscadet.
If you go red Pinot Noir, I'll take anything.
Muscatel. Alright, so anyway, so you said you're up to episode 8.
I am up to episode 8.
Well,
I've seen Stick.
That means you've seen Stick.
I've seen
That's
Stick.
all I really wanted to talk about
Was Stick.
How amazing is Scott Glenn? First of all, how amazing is Scott Glenn? Did you ever see The Challenge? You probably haven't, but it's like in the 70s. It's like an old movie, but Scott Glenn started out doing kung fu films, like American kung fu films.
See, I don't think that's all the things about Daredevil, because obviously I have a major beef against kung fu films. I can't stand them. They mean nothing to me at all. And I saw it, once again, it was Lee who said he thought that the fighting in Daredevil was over the top.
No.
And I'm looking at it going, this is very enclosed fighting. It's clearly martial arts based fighting, but it's in very enclosed spaces. We're not talking, or certainly up to episode 8, we're not talking like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, fighting on trees.
Thank God.
It's very small, it's very, your punches
it's
are
very
close in, very realistic. There's, everybody's hard as nails, obviously, and they have to be because you have to have that distortion, obviously. Yeah. Most people one punch don't put them out, but these are trained fighters, and the fighting convinces. And when I think the thing with Daredevil is, I was very excited about Daredevil to start off with.
Yeah.
And I don't know what your comments was. You thought it was a little disappointing at one point until you watched a few more after interviews, and I was looking at going, how can you actually feel disappointed at it, because they've got this show perfect. Every character is perfect. Foggy. They've got Foggy perfect. Yeah. Karen Page is a little bit, Deborah Ann Voll was a lot better in True Blood than she is in this.
Yeah.
She's a bit vacuous.
She's still strong. She's still strong,
but she's so strong in True
Blood.
Don't
sleep on her. She does some stuff.
She gets better. But Foggy's brilliant. Ben Urich is amazing. He's really nailed that part. I'd say the least developed character in the whole show is Matt Murdock. The adult Matt Murdock. The young Matt Murdock is a well-rounded character, but the adult Matt Murdock is just kind of, he's a little bit empty. He's there just to be Daredevil.
Yeah, because they're not playing up his. They need more of him and Foggy, and like what's coming up is an episode that is a complete flashback episode in a way. So I think you'll change your mind coming near the end of that. But what I wanted to say was my first initial reaction, because I binged it all in like the weekend, right, and everything like that, and I was expecting something more. So even though it is a fantastic show, it's a great crime drama, it's very realistic. I love how they mention only the Battle of New York. And everything. What do you got, a magic hammer? I love that. But it was the fact that it's the first show. It's because it's the first, and they already know what the other three.
You're expecting more construction of the world from it.
Worldview. There you go. I was expecting more like tease, but then they realized after everybody said, "No, man, it's great, it's great." It made me realize it's because it's the first show that it doesn't have all of that.
Yeah.
Which means that when they make Jessica Jones, who more than likely would be a private eye, who has hired Matt Murdock, more than likely that is how we will see him again.
Yeah, you'll see him in there.
Yeah, so when people are talking about, are you making Daredevil 2? And Steve the Knight said, well, what can I say? He doesn't have to, because Matt Murdock is going to be in the other 3 shows.
Yeah.
So
and obviously they're all independent.
And now that they've also hired the Luke Cage character.
Well, have you seen the first photo from Jessica Jones?
No. Cast photo?
Yeah, well, the first photo is Jessica Jones sitting on the back of Luke Cage's bike. He's there from the beginning. He's major straight off. It's not going to be a case of feeding Luke Cage. She is on Luke Cage's motorbike. That's the first photo they've released as publicity from.
Well, the thing about it though is that, did you ever read Alias?
Yeah, I loved Alias, yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
They got to change the whole backstory though. I think it was...
what do you mean? No, because David Tennant is Kilgrave.
No, they've got to change her entire backstory as a character. And it was, I think, Jamie McKelvey, who drew Wicked and Divine and Young Avengers. He points out they've got to change her entire backstory.
Why
because in that character's original backstory, One, she went to school with Peter Parker.
Well, yeah, but
So you've got to take that out. She got powers at the same time as Peter Parker. She was in the Avengers.
Yeah.
And then she became a private eye after she'd been a superhero. So now what you've got is you've got to build a world where Jessica Jones has these powers, but has to have been unknown. She can't have been a known superhero. I mean, it was all retconning by Bendis anyway.
Yeah.
But you can't have that backstory. She has to have been unknown because your first superheroes in this universe are the Avengers.
Well, wait a minute. No, you're wrong.
Why?
Well, one is because now that they've revealed that Spider-Man will be in
the Marvel universe,
or possibly the post-credits, whatever. He's definitely in Civil War. They have revealed that. He's definitely in Civil War. And he's definitely Peter Parker. Yeah, but they said, but Kevin Feige has said that he has been Spider-Man all this time. He's just still a homemade Spider-Man. Now, me and my son was watching. Remember what we were watching when we were doing that bad movies on? Was it Spider-Man?
Superhero movies.
Yeah. Was it? Anyway, there's a period in when I think it was in the Andrew Garfield one. There's a period where he gets. Or was it Tobey Maguire? There's a period where he gets the powers, and then there's a jump cut. It's Tobey Maguire. There's a jump cut because he all of a sudden they wanted to jump him into graduating, whatever. So from his homemade costume, with Bruce Campbell, doing the wrestling thing. Then all of a sudden he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, sorry, I don't do the cult of Bruce Campbell. He was just some.
Okay. But my point was, real quickly, they did a time cut. From when he was still in a homemade outfit to he became Spider-Man going down the street. So what happened is that he was actually out there doing little things, just like as we already seen revealed in Daredevil, right? That they're like in the underground, you know what I mean? And the guys are up there, Hart Stark and all that.
Because Feige
my point was Jessica Jones could easily still have gone to school with this Peter Parker. Wait a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, Feige
said her age, right?
This Peter Parker is going to be a 15-year-old Peter Parker because the films, the bit that we've not explored is the time that Peter Parker was in high school. So they're going to basically make a teenage Peter Parker. I'm a 51-year-old man. I don't want to watch films about teenage Peter Parker. I want to see Peter Parker in his 30s. I want to see grown-up Peter Parker. But that's obviously, it's not aimed at me. It's aimed at a market they're looking at and going, well, hold on. The Peter Parker who is a bullied kid in high school who gets pushed around and he becomes this. It was a very good point made. Peter Parker's this geek, but as soon as he puts a mask on, he's a wisecracker. He can't do it in his real life. So it's another personality altogether for him, and that's the Spider-Man they want to play with for the next few films.
But before you say you don't want to see that, look at this, right? This is the end of Miles Morales, which Jackson is going to talk about what's in his bag, right? Now, this is Ultimate Miles Morales ended last issue. He's now going into Secret Wars, and this is Ultimate End 1. But look at the Avengers that he's on the cover with here. And I think they purposely did this. These are all the characters that are in the Avengers, right? Except for the Wasp, So, like, what I'm trying to say is Miles Morales is your third... So Miles Morales is your 13-year-old Peter Parker. Do you know what I mean? So my point being is that having a little kid with all of these guys is kind of like saying, that is what I want to see. I mean, true enough, who wants to see like kid running around the park? That is what I want to see because that's what But it will be Peter Parker. But I was just trying to say that
in his solo films, he will be a kid in high school.
Yeah,
and that will appeal to kids in high school and nothing further. I think. Once again, they're handling Spider-Man very badly. I thought the Garfield Spider-Man was a good Spider-Man. I thought that second film was a good film. It had flaws, and its main flaws were the production values that Sony put in rather than the production values Marvel would put in. If it had been handled by Joss Whedon the way he handles Avengers, rather than being handled by Sony, you'd have looked and gone, we are not allowing the Green Goblin to look like that. I know this is one of your big things in life anyway. It's the call the producers have made at that point. It's the call producers and directors have made. Probably the producers, but in each of the Spider-Man films, you looked at it, they've not done the Green Goblin right in anything. They've made him look terrible in each film. Now, I think if they'd been under Marvel, with their record of doing the Avengers right, doing Iron Man right, doing Thor right, obviously Guardians of the Galaxy, and Ant-Man looks fantastic from the trailer, they would have got Spider-Man right, they'd have got the Green Goblin right, the Spider-Man film's got Doc Ock, right?
Yeah.
But Spider-Man 2 is a perfect film.
Yeah.
But they got Sandman wrong, and they got Venom. Well, you can't get Venom wrong. Venom's rubbish anyway.
Yeah.
Venom's a terrible character. I'll have that rep on that. 90s Marvel, Venom, Gambus, Deadpool.
Yeah.
I'm not using the words I'm going to use because Jaqson sat at the end.
Yeah. But we're not gonna go into the Deadpool.
They were terrible.
But like the thing about it though is that maybe they should do, since they're gonna retread it, right? Maybe they should do the masked, Green Goblin.
Yes,
do what we grew up with. You tried. Oh, he's got a disease, in the Andrew Garfield, or you tried the metal armor, but just put a mask.
Or do the ultimate no nose bone.
Yeah, but that's a big help.
It works.
Yeah.
I read when I read Miles Morales, and I'm a few months behind on Ultimate Marvel at the moment, so I need to pick that up. But when I read the Miles Morales ones, I think Miles Morales is an incredible character. It's brilliantly well captured, and it's how a teenager would be now. And I think you could do a universe where there is Peter Parker Spider-Man, because everyone knows there is a Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Hold on, here's this kid as well, and you can have Miles Morales in the Avengers. And it would be a fantastic thing to do because he's another, to me, Peter Parker was the kid I was when I was 14, 15. He's that geeky lad who's the outsider, and it's one of those things like, you could be this person. So for my generation, Peter Parker made sense. For this generation, Miles Morales makes more sense than Peter Parker does.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first time you actually read that. I mean, what did you think?
It was good.
Yeah. Would you read the actual book or watch the cartoon? Because you've only seen him like once or twice in Web Warriors, right? Yeah. Once and everything. But do you think that that's a good character?
Yeah.
And stuff. And it has nothing to do with identification. It's just that when I was reading on Wikipedia about Miles Morales, I have totally avoided all of the Miles Morales Spider-Man books.
You're joking?
Yeah, because I avoided all of Ultimate books because they're too expensive. But and I thought it was just a marketing ploy. I didn't know it was gonna last. But I do need to do what you're doing is like go and get one of those.
The Ultimate Marvel on the tablets. The Miles Morales run, because the Ultimate Spider-Man for Peter Parker ended brilliantly. They killed off Peter Parker, and it worked, and it was right. And it was you couldn't do it in the Marvel universe. You could not kill Peter Parker. But in the Ultimate universe, you can do anything you like because it's a different place, and you accept that going in as a reader. And they kill off Peter Parker, and then they make Miles Morales. And obviously, the fuss that was going around. How can you have a half African American, half Latino Spider-Man? You can't do that.
Yeah.
Why can't you? It's a kid under a mask.
Well, no, exactly. But your problem should have been he's 13.
Yes,
that really should have been. I mean, my kid's 11. I couldn't imagine him like going around and fighting up big guys. But he's like
my youngest is 14. I'm sure he would be quite happy to go around fighting bad guys if he was given the chance.
But so moving on, like for your time, I want to actually talk about Multiversity because this was the most horrible ending to what started out. I thought it started out interesting, didn't you? Because we spent two episodes talking about it.
It started out well, became great with the guide, and then it went.
And the freedom fighters and Adolf on the toilet. I mean, it was kind of like Grant Morrison is an idea man. He has great ideas. His mind is so expensive.
This is Grant's main idea. Grant's main idea, which I subscribe to, I believe in, I think is a brilliant idea, and he has put it into several comics now. He's put it into his books. He's put it into the history of comics they wrote, which is also a history of Grant Morrison at the same time, his theories. And it's a case of if we can look at this world here, this perfectly formed world, it's two-dimensional, and we can see it from a three-dimensional perspective. What could a four-dimensional being see of our three dimensions, and are other people looking out, and are we just creations? And if this is a universe, so if you can say that there is another creature out there looking in at us, that creature could create this universe, so we can create this universe, so we can make universes, so we can make ourselves gods. And this is very much, and it's in this like, well...
Dude, and then the villain is an egg.
Yeah, and then the villain's an egg. but that's another Grant's problem. And it is very much that it's a case of he thinks that you can create reality through writing, And you can create reality through writing. You can write your own story through writing. You can change your life through writing. And you can decide what you want to be, and you can write your own story. I'm very big on that.
You don't have to make me read it.
Don't have to make anybody else read it at all. But you can change your life through writing. I've changed my life through writing. I genuinely have.
Oh no.
And this is a case of Grant is saying we can all be the hero that is within it, and that hero is also it's emblematic.
Yeah, but it's still ultra though.
It's still ultra, and it's still bad story.
And reason why that doesn't make sense. In theory, it makes sense. It doesn't make sense because when he gets to that world, then he's picked up by Little Red Riding Hood and Little Boy Blue, and they turn out to be cannibals. What is that all about?
And then nothing.
And then there's nothing about them trying to eat them, but then they want to be heroes now. Forget about it. And then this guy here, right? This Ultra guy, I think this
emblematic of the Rob Liefeld 90s.
Isn't that Prime from the Ultra Comics, isn't it? So I'm like, that's clever, but still terrible.
It's a very unsatisfying read.
It was kind of like, I'm reading all of these issues, and they all end nowhere, and they do nothing, which leads us to probably Convergence. What the hell?
Now this is it. I thought we were going to argue about this. It looks like we're actually going to agree about it.
Well, no. I've read it, so we'll argue. Oh no, we'll agree. Sorry.
We'll agree. Because I bought issue 0 because I thought, well, it's a major crossover. I've got to buy issue 0. I've got to find out. And my feelings going into it. My feelings going into it were this is a band-aid to cover up the New York to Hollywood move. And that's all it is. And it's noticeable that they haven't got any of the A-listers to do it. It's all the B and C listers at best. Because what they've done is they've stockpiled all this stuff 9 months ago. So that while it's taken these 2 months to move to Hollywood, the production still rolls. And that's all it's for. And if they were bringing in Marv Wolfman to write Teen Titans, and if they were bringing in Giffen and DeMatteis to do Justice League again, then I think, that's a good call. You're taking that original universe. But it's not. It is Dan Jurgens. No disrespect to Dan Jurgens. He's very workmanlike. And who's written Justice League here?
Somebody named Thierry.
And it's all. There's nobody in this major go.
Frank
If
Thierry.
it was a case of we're putting Grant Morrison on Green Arrow for 2 weeks. We've got Neil Gaiman doing an issue of Superman. Then all of a sudden you go, this is fantastic. But what it is, there's a lot of people fighting on a world where there are battles. Should we call it Battle World? No, we can't because Marvel are doing that.
But then, they're not even doing that. See, here's my disappointment. My disappointment came with, I love the list, the checklist. Yeah. So I'm going to get into the JLA Detroit, Legion of Superheroes, Teen Titans. But then, this Justice League, I'm thinking, which version of the Justice League is this? They totally made it up. This is what Marvel is doing with X-Men. The female X-Men, the one, what's it called? X-Men or whatever. The one that She-Hulk is the leader of the X-Men, right? This is a Justice League. This is female Justice League, and it makes absolutely no sense. Aquaman is from look like he's from the War of Atlantis books, and I thought the idea was that all of these bottle worlds, which is the bottle of Candor,
yes,
they really dug deep for that one. All of these bottle worlds. Yeah, all of these bottle worlds that come from different times, like the one they picked up in Convergence 1, they picked up the Justice Society, whatever they are, from Earth 2. That started off kind of cool until they turned into this. And it's just kind of like, this doesn't make any sense. I want something that makes sense. I'm not a kid anymore. And even if I was, it's really totally ruining it because these are the first books. They're ruining it for the whole army of books that are what you call just a lay-by. Yeah. And it's just ridiculous.
Well, I walked into Forbidden Planet last week and I thought, I'll give one or two a go. And I picked a few up and I flicked through them and I thought, these things cost money.
A lot of money.
It's what we're talking about is that's
$3.99.
That's £3. This was £4. It's £4 I'm not getting back.
No.
That's what.
And then people wonder why you're reading it on your tablet.
Yeah, because it's £7 a month to read as much as I like.
Well, there you go. It's like, what can you do? So there's something I want to talk about before you gotta go.
I've got about 5 minutes I'm going to blitz through, so we're not going to get to TV. Howard the Duck. They've relaunched Howard the Duck, obviously on the back of them being in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And it's been done by Chip Zdarsky and Joe Quinones. And this is the best example on earth you'll ever find of people not understanding the character they're writing. Because Howard the Duck is a comedy book.
Yeah.
No, Howard the Duck is not a comedy book. Howard the Duck was never a comedy book.
Well,
Howard the Duck was comedy
George
in the way
Lucas tried to make you think so.
Yes, he did, and that was why that didn't work either.
Yeah.
When Steve Gerber wrote it, Howard the Duck was a satire. It was a very high-minded satire, and it was a reflection on pop culture. And it was written seriously. It was written as if Howard was one person who was sane in the entire world, looking at what was going on around. Even when you got Dr. Bong, it's a reflection on everything that's around you. And you know, at the age I read it, I was like,
Dr. Bong, the kids don't know what Bong meant.
Well, I was 12 when I read Dr. Bong. I had no idea. It sounded head like the bell. It must be the same.
Because of the bell.
Dr. Bong, not a clue.
The bell.
And that's not a phrase you use in America.
Right? I know, I'm proud of myself.
Yeah. But it is, he tries to write it as a comedy. Gerber never wrote a comedy. Gerber wrote a very serious satire. In the same, Howard the Duck is a satire in the way American Psycho is a satire. It's that level of satire. Have you ever read American Psycho?
Yes.
It's a satire.
Red
Consumerism is brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And he gets it. It's the whole. Maybe it stands. American Psycho might be different from an English point of view.
Yeah.
Because we'll see it as a satire of American consumerism.
Yeah.
Americans might see that completely different. It's like Catcher in the Rye. It's different when you read it at 40s than when you read it at 70s.
Yeah.
It's so what I'm seeing as a satire on, you might be seeing as a satire on something completely different.
Well, it's just kind of like a wicked version of Pretty Woman.
On the plus side then, right, Chrononauts. I stopped reading NPH by Mark Miller on issue 1 because it was the first thing by Miller I've been disappointed. When I picked up Chrononauts, it's the idea that they've invented time travel. So you've got these two guys who can travel through time because the way they've invented it is it's a bodysuit. And they step through time and one gets lost and the other one goes after him. An arrow flies through and you're looking at it going, okay, I've seen all this before. This is Back to the Future. All they're doing is Back to the Future tropes, and the cover was Back to the Future. And it's the time tunnel, obviously, for those of us of a certain age, it's the time tunnel, which was a work of genius. But then issue 2, he kind of he turns up, and the guy who's gone back to find him finds that he's actually perverted the past by introducing machinery, because his time thing still works, and he's zipping around time quite happily going, do you know what? We're in 540 BC. Let's have motor cars, shall we, and rockets and things. We'll have me, and I'm going to be a king. And I'm going to set up in New York in 1930, and I'm going to be the king of Prohibition. Cagney will bow down to me.
It's kind of like Kane when he was dramatized.
He's doing that whole thing. He's bouncing through time, and his mate comes to him and goes, "You can't do this," and he goes, "I can." It's great. And he goes, "Oh God, yeah, it is, isn't it?" And it's brilliant. And obviously, it's going to be a film, but it's got to be. All Miller stuff is pitched as a film nowadays.
Yeah.
But it's just such a good read, and it is such a. Do you know what? I really didn't think you were going to do that. And it's clever, and it's smart, and it's witty.
All right, so what we also wanted to do was kind of look at what's going on in television, because we actually are able to follow up what's happening with Flash and the Arrow.
That's where I actually know stuff.
Let's see. So, pretty much, as I said before, Flash and Arrow were on a hiatus, and it felt kind of long, didn't it, that break and everything. So when they came back, what happened is that Flash and Arrow, their schedules have gotten kind of wonky. So it's kind of like the All-Star team-up is kind of like a double episode, because,
a
Ray...
two-parted pilot episode.
Yeah, because the first part was in the Flash, where Ray goes to the Flash to get a suit fixed by Cisco, and then they start a bromance, science bros, don't they? And everything.
Brofist.
Yeah, brofist. There you go. And then they go back to Starling, and they get embroiled into Death Boat, and everything, and Cisco shows up at the end of that. So, what did you think about the All-Star team-up sort of pilot?
Yeah, it was good, because it was more so a Felicity and Barry team-up.
Well, yeah, so that's what you were saying, because at first I was telling you that I didn't kind of like the team-up, because I didn't think that the Flash and the Arrow teamed up at all, but then you said...
Felicity and Barry as a team up, the Felicity and Flash, they were teaming up. And also Cisco and Ray Palmer, they were also teaming up.
So instead of the big, Flash, Arrow, Brave, and a Bold team up, it was kind of like the supporting characters team up show.
Well, also in the Arrow, Ray Palmer and Arrow were teaming up.
Well, yeah. That was pretty cool. That was the whole VR battle versus Deathbolt, and Deathbolt was he was played by that. Oh man, what's his name? He's played by that famous actor who does like Pan Labyrinth and all that other kind of stuff. So anyway, beyond that is that what did you think of the idea of setting up the Atom in his own all-star team-up show? What do you think about that?
Yeah, it was.
Do you think it has legs or anything?
It has legs.
Yeah, meaning like, do you think it'll fly?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think it'll be good?
Yeah, it'll be good. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it'd be good. So like, what it is that we watch a lot of Emergency Awesome. So we want to give Charlie a big shout out. Maybe he'll say something.
Hi.
Yeah, he's a big fan. And Charlie's been talking about how he thinks that they're making a Justice Society show.
Oh, that is just wrong. It's Justice League International.
Why do you think it's Justice League International?
Well, he did it in the cartoon, Brave and the Bold.
What did he do?
He did the Justice League International.
So I mean, yeah. Well, that was a famous comic in the '90s, Justice League International, made by Keith Giffen and James DeMatteis. But what I'm trying to say is that what do you think? Basically, because they've hired or casted 3 new superheroes, which is Hawkgirl. What's his? No, wait. Rip Hunter.
Yeah, Rip Hunter, and who's your one?
I'm gonna name him. Actually, I don't know. I think the third one's a mystery. I think they keep saying there's gonna be a third one, and so either way, is that they are, yes, indeed, expanding the hero universe to create a Justice Society or a Justice League or a Justice International.
The third one could be Supergirl.
Well, yeah, but Supergirl, who also is made by Greg Berlanti, the rumor has it that she will cross over in somehow, some shape or form. We also know that the Vixen cartoon is in the Arrow Flash universe or the Flaro universe.
Yeah, so you're gonna have like a cartoon version of Grant Gusman and a cartoon version of Stephen around.
Yeah, but also too is that Dr. Stein is also supposed to be on that All-Star show as well, where they said that they haven't confirmed that Robbie Amell is going to be on it, but they confirmed that Dr. Stein will be on it, probably as like
Robbie Amell's got too much on his plate.
Well, I mean, his career is starting to take off. It is indeed true. But like the thing about it is, what I'm trying to say is, we also got Heatwave and Captain Cold as well. They're also going to be on that show.
Yeah, because they're going to do like a rogue show.
No. They're not going to do a rogue show. They're going to be on the All-Star Team-Up show. But they'll be like anti-heroes. So, I mean, it'll be to their own personal interests about what they do. Now, so let's talk about how they set up the All-Star Team-Up show. Remember that? Where when Cisco said that, hey, wait a minute, Deathbolt wasn't in Central City when the particle accelerator went off. He was in Opal City, which is where Starman's from. Now, he's like, how did that happen? And then Ray's like, how did that happen? Well, no, but what I'm trying to say is that either the particle accelerator had expanded out further than Central City.
In episode 7, when House Mouse was naming that list, Starman was one of them. Like he said, that like Starman.
Will Everett Starman, but I meant the other Starman, the son of Ted. Yeah, no, not Ted Cord. They're all named Ted. Anyway, like the whole thing about it is that what I was trying to say is that so I do believe that the All-Star Team-Up show will be a Brave and a Bold show.
Oh, you know who else could be in the All-Star Team-Up show?
Well, anybody.
Benedict DaCosta as Fire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, what happens is what Josh is talking about is for all you Flash fans is that there was that episode with what was it? Blackout, where Harrison Wells ran off a list of superheroes that supposedly died during the particle explosion. So we got Ralph Digby, who's the elongated man. We got Will Everett, who was Starman. We have Grant Emerson, who was the Damage. And we had Al Rothstein, who was Star Smasher, and Bayo DaCosta. So there's 5. Now, also last on that list was Ronnie Raymond. So this was Harrison Wells' Death List, and this is supposed to be a man from the future, really. So we're kind of disappointed. We're not going to see these guys. But then he's actually sincerely shocked that wait a minute, no, Ronnie's alive. So why not? If Ronnie's alive, these others are alive.
Yeah,
so
just like
and so I was saying to Jackson that a really good spoiler was that like when Ronnie Raymond says to Dr. Stein when he says that they're going to Pittsburgh at the end of their double episode. Pittsburgh was where Grant Emerson actually was born. So
not really a spoiler, but like an Easter egg.
Well, yeah. What I meant is that like so Grant Emerson supposedly was in high school where he exploded and blew up his high school.
Because he also had like other like little references to Hawkman and Green Lantern, where Caitlin was saying something about Midway and Coast City. And
Ferris Air, yes, and everything like that. So, like, the thing is that what we're just trying to say is that, like, nobody has to be actually dead from his death list. So now that they are confirmed that they're going to make this all-star show, is that it's easier for them to just test the waters on these characters. So they can easily just kind of like have a team-up show. Now, with that in mind, you would have Dr. Stein, Ray Palmer, and Cisco as scientists who are trying to figure out, because now that Wells is known as a bad guy, there's no spoiler anymore. You know, like who's gonna lead the science team, right? So what you got these scientist guys who will be the go-to scientists who will try to figure out how far did the particle wave actually reach out and where these other metahumans are. So that would be their job. So that way Flash could just do his Flash of the Week story. Their job will be who is the next metahuman. So that's how I think it's going to be. Yeah? So now let's see what else we have here. So then we were talking about that was that there, right? So then we were talking about these shows as far as like how do we see the ending? Because now we're down at the final 2 to 3 episodes, right? We're 2 more weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, isn't it now?
Until the Flash finishes.
Yeah.
No, it ends at episode 25.
Ooh, 25. Wow.
Because it said in the website that I looked on, it said that you've got 25 titles.
What about Arrow?
I don't know about Arrow.
All right. Well, either way, is generally American shows have 22 episodes.
It's usually 22 to 25.
Yeah. So either way, we're at the last leg. No pun intended. We're at the last leg of our DC experiment, and we know that the Atom is getting his fight training from the Arrow. He doesn't shrink, and a lot of people are upset about that. How do you feel about that?
I'm upset. I'm one of those people.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean,
but then it makes sense because it would be like copying Ant-Man.
Well, you said that, and it's not copying Ant-Man. Adam is Adam, and Ant-Man is Ant-Man. But I mean, like the thing is that I think it's a slow process. I think that it's just like when Flash came out last year on the Arrow, right? He actually debuted as a scientist, and he was in a 2-part episode just to test out whether or not people would like him as Barry Allen. And so then when they realized that now he was supposed to get struck by lightning, he got struck by lightning, and then he was supposed to come back at the end of the season, right, and do the Flash pilot. But then they realized, no, wait a minute, man. People like this guy, and we think this show could actually work. And then they just said, hey, forget all of that, and we'll save him running at top speed for Flash #1. And I think that's what they want to do with Ray Palmer. I think that they've introduced Ray Palmer, and everybody loves Ray Palmer as Ray Palmer. And then now it's Ray Palmer in the Atom suit. But what they're doing is they're teasing us. Like he had a brain aneurysm, right? Or something like that. And Felicity had to put these micro nanobots in his brain and everything. So he did that. Hey, I'm fine. Then he fights the Bug-Eyed Bandit, which was an Atom villain. And he takes one of her little micro bugs and says, ooh, I'm going to have a little play with this. And he also realizes that my suit's too big. I need to make it smaller. So the whole point is he's teased us. That's it. Be patient. He will shrink.
Patience is a virtue.
He will. Yeah, it is. And he will shrink and he will be the Atom. Trust me. Well, no. It'll be at the first episode of his own show.
Oh, but there's something that's kind of strange. Remember in the trailer we saw like the Flash, Arrow, and Firestorm? How come Adam's not there?
That's a very good question.
Maybe he is so small you can't see him.
That is good. This is my boy. That is cool. That's a possibility. Know why that's a possibility? Because if there's another show on here called IGN Rewind, and like where they show the scene frame by frame. And so when I looked at the trailer for the Flash, where the whole big team up is and the villain breakout, they actually stopped and showed that Captain Cold is a part of Team Flash. So when we see the three of them, like you just said, over here on this other side, we got Cold with Caitlin and Cisco. So either way, I just think that, well, hey, that Adam is on this show, so they didn't need to show him. But that was kind of nice that he shrinks. So that was cool. So, that was good. So, but then also, too, is Gotham. What I wanted to say about Gotham was that, like, even though we're here in England, that Gotham, as Ian was saying, is behind. It's like several episodes behind the Americans, and the American Gotham is back. It's that it's gotten better. Like when Ian was talking about how it ended for him, it ended when Gordon went into Arkham Asylum. Gordon was only in there for like about 2 weeks. So like the whole deal is that the show is getting a lot better. The dialogue in the show was really kind of stated. It's kind of not very good, but it's getting a lot better now, and I think Ben McKenzie is finding his feet as Gordon. Dave Mazouz and the girl Carmen, who's the Catwoman, they're really good together, and they're tracing down this mystery, of who killed his parents, and even the Riddler is coming in, and somebody even said that when Fish Mooney steps off next season, that the Riddler probably might step in. Like something might happen at the end of this season for Gotham for the Riddler, who's a cop, who's a medical examiner, to probably go bad. And we know it's in him. We know
he's a forensic scientist.
Yeah, but we know it's in him to, not to be the butt of jokes for too much longer. So I would think that season 2 would be Riddler, goes bad. I really do. I think that's my prediction. I just want to put that out there. So last thing we want to talk about is Wells, because now that it's revealed that Wells is a Reverse Flash, and
Eobot Thorne drinks Harrison Wells like a milkshake.
He does. And what this episode this week is that they're gonna presumably they find a body in Starling, which I was trying to tell Jackson that I think is going to be Wells' original body. And, and the thing about it is that they've been dropping clues. What I really love about this show, can I just say, what I really love about this show is the writing is so intelligent that they are actually, you could go back and binge it and you will see the mystery unfold. You know, you see all the puzzle pieces drop into place, and last week when Tina McGee said that 15 years ago Wells was a good man, and all of a sudden then he wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And also, it's like when Simon Stark died in episode 2, and then like they're now finally talking about why is he not here?
Who is?
Simon Stark?
No, who's talking about it?
Iris and Mason.
All right, that's true. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Well, yeah. So, like, the thing about it is so that Iris will probably start to investigate where did Simon Stagg go, because she's looking for where did Mason go, and then all the bodies will lead back to Wells. Yeah. So, I mean, like, the thing about it is, so that's great. You know, I mean, like, everybody is saying how come everybody in the Flash knows Barry's identity but Iris, and how cruel that is. But actually, it could lead up to her becoming really more powerful, because she'll figure out who Barry is. Everybody had to be told who Barry was. But she'll be doing these detective skills like Lois Lane, and she will actually figure it out for herself.
But also,
who Barry is, I think that will happen, actually.
But also, because that Flash, Barry is not revealing himself. Barry's not revealing himself to Iris, and he told Eddie Thorne their relationship is in a break. So then Eddie Thorne could then be like blaming it on Flash, very angry, hey, because of you, I built up the virus, and then Hunter's on him, and if the blood comes in, breaks his legs, he's on a wheelchair, he's got Flash powers, and he wants to kill the Flash.
Yeah, well, I really do believe that Gorilla Grodd has only been a tease for this season. He's not really going to fully form until season 2. I really do believe that. I mean, I think that, that scene that we seen in the trailer about him in the tunnels with Joe is probably like a season finale moment. I think that might be a season finale moment.
Eddie and the Flash was there as well.
Yeah, but also too is that they said that shapeshifter. Did you see the shapeshifter? The guy with no face.
Oh, Chameleon.
Well, they said that he's called the Everyman, and it's from Superman comic book where Lex Luthor was making superheroes and something like that. So they were saying that because we see the Flash fight the Flash and everything else like that, that this shapeshifter probably shapes into Eddie and kills those cops.
And there was also this thing, there's also the scene of Barry Allen kissing Caitlin Snow.
Yeah, that could be the communion as well, and everything like that, because that did just come out of left field. Even though some people do want the whole Clary, look at that, I shipped it. So anyway, as I was trying to say is that
say that the Flash has outrun himself.
Has outrun himself? No. Anyway, what I was trying to say was Wells. What do you think is going to happen with Wells in season 2?
Well, I have not been thinking of that.
Well, we think about it all the time.
Maybe it's like they can bring the real astronauts back.
How?
I don't know.
Watch him steal my idea, right?
The interrogate Eobard Thorne and go, where's the real house?
Well, we know where he is. He's dead. But Barry can travel in time.
And yeah, so you travel in time to that place, and and Flash has to beat up Eobard Thorne.
Yeah, but see, what I'm trying to say is that this whole you can't exist in 2 different time periods. I mean, in the same time period,
but it's
right? But
Wells is that fast.
No. What I'm trying to say is that doesn't equate to this. Is Eobard Thorne is Eobard Thorne. Harrison Wells is Harrison Wells wearing Eobard's DNA. So what I'm trying to say is that the 2 of them can exist in the same place and time. So my prediction is that Barry is going to go back in time, rescue Harrison Wells, and bring him back to the future.
Yeah.
So that way he could be in the same position he is now, helping out Team Flash. But he'll be like, wow, is this what the future looks like?
Yeah, it'd be like Captain America in a way.
Yeah, well, yeah, a little bit, because he's still the smart Harrison Wells. You know, he
Yeah.
just won't know what happened over the past 15 years, but he's got the internet. He could easily figure that out. So, I mean, like, the whole thing about it would be is that the time paradox would be is Eobard being here as Harrison Wells if Barry removes him. But what they've shown us is that when Barry goes back to time, what he actually does is he goes down a different timeline. So what he has to learn how to do, and probably he would do that with this, is he has to learn how not to do that. So the last time he went back in time, he went back with himself and he disappeared, right? And he went down a different timeline, like going down a different track. But what he would have to do here is if he goes back, rescues Wells from...
Because Eobard's on as Harrison Wells, he can still exist because like he's not Harrison Wells, so he can still exist.
Yeah, but technically he should disappear and stuff like that. But I guess it would matter. The only way he doesn't have to disappear. Oh, wait a minute. The only way Wells wouldn't have, the future Wells, as Eobard Thorne, wouldn't disappear is if he chased Barry back into the past.
Double S into the past.
Yes, if they both went back into the past and everything, and if they both went back into the past and he saves Harrison Wells, then he would come back to, I don't know. Forget it. Time travel is a time fuck. Sorry, son. Anyway, so that'd be it for today. I mean, I thought that was pretty cool, though, that we were able to cover that, what's happening in TV, because we've been away for so long that we just felt that we should be able to, talk about stuff and not have to worry about spoilers and everything. And also be on the lookout for the fact that me and Jaqson are doing a
bad superhero review thingy.
Bad superhero watch.
Trust me, it's bad. Could you?
We've been watching.
I
can't believe.
Could I just say what we've been watching?
Yeah, go ahead.
We've been watching Green Lantern movie.
Oh my god.
The Daredevil movie.
Oh man.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh.
Spider-Man 3.
That was it.
Yeah,
we did watch The Flash. Yeah.
But we're gonna watch Fantastic Four.
Yeah, we're gonna watch.
Not one, but two, because one is just that.
Oh yeah, you're not talking about we're gonna do
Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four and Silver Surfer.
Yeah, we're gonna watch that. Oh my god. Hey, what are you gonna do? So, let's just do an ending, just so that way, to bookend this.
So we bookend it, so we actually end rather than fade out.
Yeah. So I mean, this was kind of like our fill-in, show. And everything, we'll be back next week, hopefully with Bixby and Mid-Hot telling us all about the Avengers and he flipped up Black Widow skirt. And Brooksbank will be back in 2 weeks and everything. So,
just in time for the Avengers film.
Well, I would have seen the Avengers next weekend.
Is that next weekend, is it?
Yes, man. It comes out this week. Go get your ticket.
I thought it was first of May. I thought it was earlier.
No, that's in America.
I thought it was first of May here.
Why do you think my mates in America are pissed off at me, man?
I didn't know they were.
We get it. Yeah.
Oh, in that case, spoilers go.
Yeah. No, it comes out this
You won't believe the way they killed the Scarlet Witch.
What? Yeah.